It was the summer of my 19th year, or maybe I had just turned 20. My father and I decided to take a road trip together, two lovers of muscle cars, eager to test the power of my '89 Firebird. Its engine roared like a beast as we tore through the quiet highways, aiming for Michigan. He was headed for family. I, for my boyfriend in Chicago. That Firebird, it was my pride. And that trip, it was supposed to be perfect. Until it wasn't. It was around 3 a.m. when we hit that last stretch of road in Michigan. The highway had given way to rural country roads and I was driving. My dad, a heavy sleeper, was out cold in the passenger seat. The road was quiet, no cars for miles. Just the hum of the engine, the blackened sky above, and the eerie calm of the night. As I crested a small hill, my eyes caught something. A figure. Crouched on the side of the road. I thought I imagined it at first, a trick of the darkness. But no. There she was. A woman, her hair wild like something out of a nightmare, like a deranged clown from a horror movie. My heart stopped as she darted out in front of the car. I slammed on the brakes so hard my dad jolted awake, startled. The woman was standing now, staring at me. Her face, it was empty of fear or panic, just a bewildered look that made my skin crawl. I cracked the window, just enough to hear her. She asked, no, begged us not to call the police. Her words were slurred, like she was off. Then she asked us to help her get her car out of a ditch. No one was supposed to know she had the car. My dad and I exchanged glances, both of us thinking the same thing. This wasn't right. Her story didn't make sense. She had risked her life, jumping in front of my car in the middle of nowhere. We both knew it, this was a setup. She wanted us out of the car, but for what? To rob us. To ambush us with someone hiding in the shadows. My dad told me to drive. And I did. Without a word, I hit the gas. The silence in the car was deafening. My dad and I didn't speak for a few minutes, both of us processing what had just happened. But my mind wouldn't stop racing. What was she really after? The more I thought about it, the more I knew it wasn't just a strange encounter. It was something far more sinister. The next 15 minutes felt like an eternity, but we finally made it to my grandmother's house. Even then, sleep didn't come easily. The woman's face haunted me, her empty eyes, her wild hair. What would have happened if we had gotten out of the car? I never found out what happened to that woman. I called the police when we arrived, but no one ever told me what came of it. To this day, I think about that night. I'll never know what her true intentions were, and maybe that's what's most terrifying of all.